through the Deadlands where the air burns your lungs. Rusted gears, grind meat, fungal bloom on tongues. Skin peels with every mile, blood crusts round your eyes. This dark country chews your soul, feeds on muted cries. Flames lick the marrow bare, shadows gorge on fear. Step inside this festering pit, ain't no leaving here. Strap your mask, it won't save you from the reek. Guns jam with rot, your screams grow weak. From mariners' bogs to tech-port splintered piers, the Deadlands flay you strip by strip, bathe in outlaw tears. Embers choke on blood and grime, the ramble's yours to roam. Die slow in this steaming grave, welcome home. Like in sun up, I'll show you round.
Getting my cosplay on for this one. Greetings, YouTube, and welcome back to the next chapters of Deadlands Between Cities. Like, sub, bell, all that good stuff. Right. Let's jump in. Where were we? Chapter 14, Brother and Sister. The smouldering ruin of the factory lay behind them, a blackened scar on the Deadlands skin, its fungal stench replaced by the acrid bite of ash. Rain led Kane and Evie east, away from the collapse, toward a shallow ravine where a crumbling stone bridge offered scant shelter. The sun hung low, casting long shadows over the dusty expanse, ruined mills and rusted pipes fading into the haze. His thigh throbbed, blood crusting his pants, but he ignored it, rifle slung low. Kane trudged beside him, shoulder wounds seeping through his coat, axe dragging like a grudge. Evie followed, arm bandaged with a torn sleeve, her limp easing as adrenaline faded, bow still clutched tight. They dropped into the ravine's shadow, settling against the bridge's cracked base. Rain pulled his cracked mask off, letting it dangle, and dug into his belt for the last ration tin, half empty, salvaged from Ashen Reach. He split it 3 ways with his kukri, handing chunks to Kane and Evie. "Eat slow," he said, voice rough. "Might be a while before we scrounge more." Kane took his share, wolfing it down despite the warning, then leaned back, wiping his goatee. "Tastes like shit, but it's better than starving. That thing dead yet?" Rain chewed his portion, staring at the horizon. "Doubt it. Buried, maybe. Tougher than it looks. Soldiers' instincts don't burn easy." Evie ate quietly, her brown eyes flicking between them. She'd been silent since the escape, her dancer's poise softened by exhaustion. She set the tin down, brushing ash from her shorts, and finally spoke, voice low. "You didn't have to pull me out. Either of you. Why'd you risk it?" Rain shrugged, swallowing. "Habit. Don't think too hard. On it. Gets messy." Kane snorted, a rare grin cracking his scowl. He's soft under all that sarcasm. "Me? I just didn't want to haul your corpse." Evie's lips twitched, a ghost of a smile, fragile but warm. "Thanks, I guess. Soft or not, you're stuck with me now." Rain met her gaze, blue eyes steady. "You've pulled your weight, more than some I've run with. Keep it up. You're no burden." She nodded, a flicker of something, gratitude, maybe more, crossing her face. She shifted closer, resting her bow against the stone, and hesitated. "Back in Dunmere, you went to that brothel. Lotta, right? Saw her hanging off you." Rain arched a brow. "Jealous dancer? Didn't peg you for the type." Her cheeks flushed, but she laughed, short, sharp, cutting the tension. "Not jealous, just curious. Thought maybe you'd ditch us for her." "Lotta's a warm bed, not a partner," he said, blunt but not cruel. Your family now, pain in the arse or not. Don't need to fish for my attention. Evie's flush deepened, but her eyes softened. The crush she was nursing fading a little into something else. Trust. Reliance. Like a kid sister testing her big brother's limits. Good to know, she said, leaning back. Still think you're an asshole sometimes. Fair, Rain replied, smirking. Keeps me honest. Kane watched the exchange, his scowl softening, brown eyes lingering on Evie. He scratched his goatee, then spoke, voice gruff but quieter. You're not bad, Dancer. Held your own in that hellhole. Most'd be dead. She glanced at him, surprised, then smiled. Real this time, lighting her pale face. Coming from you, that's high praise. Didn't think you'd notice. Hard not to, he muttered, looking away, a faint red creeping up his neck. Just don't get cocky. Rain caught it, the shift, the spark. Thought so, he mused and filed it away, his smile widening. Pup's got a heart after all. Careful. Evie, he might start writing you poems. Shut it, Kane growled, tossing a pebble at him, but his lips twitched, betraying the jest. Evie laughed again, the sound cutting through the Deadlands gloom like a rare blade. They settled into silence, the ravine shielding them from the wind. Rain took first watch, rifle across his lap, mind drifting, coffee, whiskey, a book he'd never see again. But the weight of Kane and Evie beside him, battered but breathing, anchored him. Family, he'd called them. What am I doing? He thought, but it stuck a lump in his gut he hadn't felt since he was 15. The specialized zombie was out there, burned, maybe broken, but not gone. He'd teach them more, to hunt it, to survive it. For now, they rested, scars knitting them closer. Night crept in, the horizon swallowing the sun. A distant runner howled, answered by nothing. The Deadlands waited, patient and cruel, but the trio held their ground, siblings in blood and dust. Chapter 15, Dust Fox Rises. The Deadlands thickened as Rain, Kane, and Evie pushed north, the flat wastes giving way to a ruined town swallowed by foliage and decay. Medieval stone walls crumbled beneath industrial smokestacks, their Art Deco curves choked with fungal vines, leaves rustling in the dry wind. The tracks they'd followed, deep, deliberate, wove through cracked streets, leading to a sagging mill, its steel roof webbed with tendrils. Rain halted at the edge, rifle raised, his trench coat stiff with blood and ash. Kane gripped his axe, shotgun slung, while Evie strung her bow, her leg wound a dull ache beneath her focus. Town's a nest, Rain said, voice low, goggles whirring as he scanned the shadows. Runners. Lots of them. Glowy eyes close. Feel it. Kane cracked his neck, grinning grimly. Let's flush the bastards out. Evie nodded, dagger gleaming in her hand. I'll draw 'em, like the factory. Rain smirked, dark and proud. Go, Dancer. We've got your back. She took off, darting into the town's heart, a blur of leaps and rolls, vaulting overturned carts and scaling a rusted pipe. A runner's snarl erupted, then dozens, gaunt, fungal-crusted, bursting from alleys and broken windows, their yellow eyes locked on her. She sprinted, bow firing mid-stride. An arrow sank into a runner's skull, dropping it of black gore oozing. Another lunged. She twisted, dagger slashing its throat, sludge splattering her shorts. Rain and Kane charged in, flanking the swarm. Rain's rifle cracked. Each shot ahead he was done playing. 3 runners down, fungal brains painting the stone. Kane roared, axe cleaving a runner's chest, ribs snapping as he kicked it free, stomping on its head. His shotgun boomed, shredding the lower torso of another into wet chunks, the streets slick with rot. Keep running, Dancer, he bellowed, grinning through the carnage. Evie hit the mill's courtyard, runners closing. She vaulted a steam boiler, landing on a sagging roof, and loosed arrows in rapid succession. 1, 2, 3, 2 kills, 1 wounded. Bodies piling below a 4th arrow, finishing the wounded. The swarm thinned, but a fresh wave surged, smarter, faster. herded by a guttural screech from the mill's depths. The specialized zombie, gas mask melted, claw charred and cracked but gleaming, stepped into view, bayonet raised, yellow eye burning through the dust. Got you, Rain muttered, sprinting forward. He fired, bullets pinging off its claw, cracking it more and chipping away at its decayed armor as it charged. Evie, she leaped from the roof, rolling, landing, firing. Her arrow struck its thigh, slowing it, and she kept moving, dagger slashing its tendrils. Fungal cords snapped, oozing, but it swung, bayonet grazing her coat. She ducked, agile as a fox, and darted back. Kane hit it from the side, axe burying into its shoulder. Bone cracked, but it countered, claw raking his chest. He staggered, blood welling a little through leather, and blasted his shotgun point blank. The mist slug tore its mask half off at the right side of its jaw as Specialized moved to protect its head, exposing decayed flesh and rotted teeth, but it kept coming. Rain tackled it, Copis slashing its claw where it connects at the elbow, metal met bone, severing tendrils and tendons, but not all the way, the claw dangling. Rain pushed hard and pinned it against the mill wall. Burn it! He yelled. Evie grabbed a scavenged oil bottle, smashing it against the zombie. Black liquid splashed, fungal rot glistening. Cain lit a match, flicked from his belt, and tossed it. Flames erupted, engulfing the creature, its screeches echoing as fungus ignited. Runners scattered, burning, the mill catching fire, tendrils crackling, steel groaning. Rain shoved them back, the trio retreating as the blaze roared, the specialized thrashing in its pyre. They stumbled clear, the town ablaze behind them, smoke billowing into the dusk. Rain reloaded, panting, his thigh wound pulsing. Kane clutched his chest, blood seeping, but grinned. Cooked it good! Evie wiped gore from her dagger, catching her breath, her eyes alight. Think it's dead this time? Doubt it, Rain said, smirking. But we hurt it bad. You led that chase like a damn fox. Fast, sly, deadly. Dust Fox suits you. She blinked, then grinned. Bright, fierce, a Deadlander born. Evie Dust Fox. I'll take it. Kane laughed, rough but warm. Fits better than Dancer. Nice work, Fox. Rain nodded, pride flickering in his blue eyes. Wolf, dog, fox, hell of a pack. Rest up, it's not over. They slumped against a stone wall, the fire's glow painting their battered forms. Rain's lean ruthlessness, Kane's raw strength, Evie's lithe grace. The Deadlands stretched beyond, walled cities waiting. Their laws and lies a distant hum. The specialized zombie's fate hung uncertain, burned, maybe broken, but its echo lingered. But the hunt stretched on, their scars a map for the horrors ahead. Chapter 16, Echoes of the Fallen. The Deadlands stretched bleak and endless beyond. The burning mill town, the trio's footsteps crunching over ash-dusted sand as they trekked south from their fiery triumph. Rain led, his trench coat tattered but resolute, rifle slung across his back, blue eyes sharp behind cracked goggles. Kane followed, axe blood streaked, his chest wound bandaged tight under his leather armor, a faint grin lingering from the hunt. Evie, newly christened Dust Fox, brought up the rear, bow in hand, her shorts stained with fungal rot, her dancer's grace undimmed despite the ache in her limbs. The specialized zombie's fate hung uncertain, but for now, survival trumped pursuit. A mile out, the wind shifted, carrying the copper tang of blood and the groan of twisted metal. Rain raised a fist, halting them, his flashlight beam sweeping the dusk. Ahead, a caravan lay sprawled across a cracked road, 5 wagons toppled, their steam engines cold, canvas torn like flayed skin. Bodies littered the scene, guards in riveted armor, traders in patched coats, all mangled, throats ripped, limbs gnawed, fungal spores dusting their remains. Runners had hit hard, maybe a week ago, and moved on, leaving a graveyard of loot. Jackpot, Rain muttered, stepping forward, kukri drawn. Eyes open. Might be stragglers. Kane kicked a corpse, its head lolling with a wet crack. Long gone. Smells ripe, but not fresh. We're clear. Evie scanned the wreckage, arrow knocked, her voice low. Poor bastards didn't stand a chance. Look, claw marks, deep ones. Our friend? Maybe, Rain said, crouching by a wagon. Doesn't matter now. Scavenge what's good. They split, rummaging through the chaos. Cain pried open a crate, grinning as he pulled out a dented ammo box. 20 shotgun shells, 3 rifle mags, 1 30-06. Enough to blow a nest apart, he said, tucking them into his belt. Rain salvaged a first aid kit, gauze, antiseptic, a needle, and a tin of preserved meat, its label faded but intact. He sliced it open with his kukri, the scent a rare promise of something beyond starvation. Evie drifted to a smaller wagon, its contents spilled across the sand. A trader's personal chest, wood splintered but locked. She jimmied it with her dagger, the latch snapping free, and rummaged inside. Her fingers brushed metal. A tarnished kettle, small but whole. Then a tin, unopened, labeled ground coffee in faded script. Her eyes widened, and she dug deeper, pulling out a book. Dracula, its leather cover worn but pages intact. Rain, she called, holding them up. Look what I found. He turned, and for a heartbeat, his stoic mask cracked. Blue eyes lit with a boyish gleam, a grin tugging his bearded jaw. Coffee and Stoker? Hell, Fox, you're a damn miracle. He strode over, snatching the tin and kettle, inspecting them like treasure, then took the book, flipping it open with a reverence he'd never shown a person. Been years since I read this. Good find, Cain snorted, hauling a sack of scavenged gear, blankets, a flint, a cracked lantern. You're grinning like a kid over beans in a ghost story. Thought you were tougher than that. Coffee's worth more than your axe out here, Rain shot back, pocketing the book. And Dracula beats your whining for entertainment. Evie laughed, bright and sharp, hefting the kettle. Guess we're brewing tonight. Might even share if you're nice. They piled their haul near a flipped wagon's shadow, settling in for a rare pause. Rain rigged the kettle over a small fire, flint sparking dry twigs, water boiling from a scavenged canteen. The coffee's aroma cut through the Deadlands rot, a fleeting warmth as he poured it into dented mugs. They ate the meat in silence, the trio's battered forms haloed by flickering light, Rain savouring his brew, Cain scarfing his share, Evie sipping slow, Dracula resting beside her. Lost the bunker, Cain said, breaking the quiet, wiping grease from his goatee. Fix it up or find new digs. We had to torch the damn place. Rain swirled his coffee, staring into the flames. Could clean it, seal the vents, burn out the rot. Got gear there, my cycle. But it's compromised. New spot'd need work, fortified, hidden. Takes time we don't have. Evie set her mug down, thoughtful. Bunker's close, familiar. We could hold it till we scout better. That thing's still out there. Need a base to hunt from. True, Rain grunted. But I'm not sleeping in fungal shit if we can help it. Weigh it later. Sleep's priority. Safety, a bath, then plans. Cain smirked, leaning back. Bath, huh? Sure you don't just want to cozy up with your vampire book? Rain's lip twitched. Rather read than smell, you pup. Fox, you're on watch. Don't let him stink up the night. Evie grinned, grabbing her bow. Deal. Wake me when the coffee's cold. They bunked down, the caravan's husk a grim cradle. Rain with Dracula tucked close, Cain sprawled, snoring. Evie perched above on a wagon, eyes on the dark. The Deadlands loomed, silent but alive. The specialized zombie shadow a whisper on the wind. For now, they rested, resupplied, recharged, a pack forged in dust and fire, their next move hanging like the promise of dawn. Chapter 17, Ashes of the Soldier. The mill town's ruins smouldered under a spore-laden sky, embers glowing faintly amid blackened steel and ash. Beneath a twisted beam, the ground quaked, a scorched claw burst free, clawing through fungal rubble. The specialized zombie emerged, a burned wreckage of its former self. Fire had ravaged it, fungal tendrils seared to shriveled nubs, gas mask fused and half shattered, revealing a charred maw of jagged teeth. Its yellow eye blazed, furious, the only spark in its ruined skull. Its vocal cords, once commanding, were ash. Muffled gargles and groans rasped from its throat, useless for rallying the dead. Runners it once led were ashes or fled. Its claw arm, once a lethal spike, dangled as a broken stump, bone splintered, fungal cords limp. With a wet rip it tore the limb free, gripping it in its human hand. The stump became a club, oozing black sludge, a crude tool for its wrath. It staggered upright, limping on a fire-twisted leg, tattered trench coat and fatigues flaking away, each shuffle a growl of pain and hate. Their scent, wolf, dog, fox, clung to its fungal senses, a trail south through the dust. Burned, scarred, it followed, vengeance its only pulse. Night swallowed the hours, the Deadlands a haze of ruin, Gothic arches sagging, rusted smokestacks leaning, fungal vines recoiling from its path. Tracks led to a toppled caravan, wagons broken, bodies strewn, blood and coffee in the air. It crept near, bayonet scraping, stump club tight in its grip, growls bubbling from its wrecked throat. A ruined storefront, stone and steel entwined, offered shadow. It pressed against the wall, peering through cracked glass. The fox stood watch atop a wagon. Evie, brunette hair glinting in firelight, bow ready, brown eyes sharp. It clenched its stump, bone grinding, picturing her skull crushed. She turned, locking eyes with it through the dark, and waved a smirk flashing. Its eye narrowed, fungal mind slow but prickling. Wrongness, too late. A shadow slid from pitch-black silence behind it, coppice gleaming, a wolf in the night. He leaned close, whispering against its decayed ear, "You owe me a skull, asshole." The blade swung, heavy, clean, slicing through fungal neck and bone. The head toppled with a wet thud, rolling into dust, yellow eye fading, stump club clattering free. Black sludge pooled, the body collapsing in a heap. Rain stepped back, wiping his coppice on his coat, smirking faintly. Evie hopped down, her wave a baited trap sprung. "Good lure, Fox," he said, dry humor cutting the silence. She grinned, nudging the head with her boot. Rain crouched, inspecting it. Mask melted, flesh charred, but intact enough. "Magnus'll pay for this," he muttered, pulling a sack from his belt. He scooped the head inside, sludge dripping, and tied it tight, slinging it over his shoulder. 60 bullets, 15 tins, 2 bottles worth the stink. The Deadlands hushed, the caravan's fire flickering low. Evie returned to watch, bow in hand, while Rain faded back to the shadows, sack dripping faintly. The hunt was cash now, but the dark still whispered, never truly empty. Fin. Well, folks, we are done. I hope you enjoyed your tutorial into the Deadlands, and we'll be back for book 2 and 3 and the rest of them, where the broader world is explored, swapping from single enemy plot to more broader reach to showcase the world more, new biomes, yet to be revealed infected types and more characters, like Sub-Bell, all that good stuff. See you for the next book. Bye-bye.